Most founder stories online have been polished until the rough edges are smoothed away. I want to give you the honest version of mine. The version with the doubt, the deeper why, and the moment a 21-year-old senior at Wharton decided to bet her career on a brand of travel trailer the world had not seen in production since the 1930s. Hi everyone, I'm Geneva, CEO of Bowlus. Today is not a product walkthrough or a campsite vlog. Today is the conversation I've wanted to have with our channel for a while. How I built Bowlus, why I really built it, and why this story still matters today, almost 100 years after Hawley Bowlus designed the very first one. Part 1, Hawley Bowlus and the original lineage. To understand why Bowlus exists, you have to start with Hawley. Hawley Bowlus was an extraordinary American, a noted designer, engineer, and builder of aircraft. In 1929, he built his very first trailer. In 1934, he introduced the Bowlus Road Chief, the world's first riveted aluminum travel trailer. It was so far ahead of its time that more than a dozen companies tried to copy it, and not one matched the design or the function. Then the war was coming and aluminum was in short supply, so Bowlus closed the trailer business so he could support the aerospace industry. The story should have ended there, but here is the wild part. More than half the trailers Hawley built in the 1930s are still enjoyed today. Vehicles that are nearly 100 years old are still in use. That's not a coincidence. That's a design that refuses to be temporary. Part 2, the 1935 restoration and the trip that changed everything. My family purchased an original 1935 Bowlus Road Chief. Years before I ever thought about running a company, we restored it. And then, like a lot of families in love with a project, we took it on a long trip across the country. I will never forget what it felt like. We would pull into a gas station, a campground, and a small crowd would gather. People who'd been camping their whole lives would walk over and ask what it was. Engineers would crouch to examine how it was built. A person in their 70s would tell me their parents had once owned one. It was one of the most amazing experiences I ever had as a young person, watching how a single piece of design could impact complete strangers. And somewhere on that trip, an idea took hold. What if this amazing RV could be built again? Not as a vintage tribute, but as the most advanced travel trailer in the world. Part 3, the deeper why at 21. I was 21 years old when I made the decision. I was finishing my degree at Wharton. By every conventional measure, I had plenty of doors I could walk through, but I chose this one. The honest, deeper reason was not the trip alone. It was the realization that almost nothing in modern manufacturing is built to last. We live in a disposable world. Products are designed to be replaced, not to be inherited, to toss. No one can confirm this intention, but Hawley's inventions were built to last. I wanted to build something my family could still be using in 100 years. I wanted to bring aerospace level or yacht standards to RVs. And I wanted to prove that an American company could still produce something beautiful, lasting, and so well engineered that it could compete with anything coming out of any country in the world. That was the why. That is still the why every single morning. Part 4, the team I assembled. I want to be honest about something else. I did not have a manufacturing background when I started. I had a vision and an enormous amount of reading to do. So the first thing I did was to assemble a team that did know. I brought together designers, structural engineers, aluminum specialists, technicians, craftspeople, and pulled my parents out of retirement who brought an immense technology background. People who understood riveted construction the way Hawley did. People who had built aircraft, race cars, sailboats, and complex tech solutions. People who had run service bays for decades and could tell you exactly why a system would fail before it did. The Bowlus you can order today is the work of hundreds of hands and minds. Mine is just one of them. I held the vision, assembled the resources, and refused to compromise on what we were building. But the craft on every Bowlus that leaves our facility belongs to that team. I am still humbled by what they make and their commitment to what most would call old-fashioned manufacturing. Part 5, the first owner. While in the last 15 years, we have delivered the Bowlus to an owners group of extraordinary adventurers, one of our very first customers is someone I will remember for the rest of my life. One of the first Bowluses went to a couple who took a real leap of faith. They were buying from a brand that had not produced a travel trailer in 7 decades, and from a founder who had only just graduated from school. They could have bought from anyone in the world. They chose us because they had owned another aluminum travel trailer and it left them wanting more. The trust they extended is the foundation this company is built on, and it is the same trust that we work to earn from every single owner who has joined the family. Part 6, why this story matters, vintage and modern. Here is why I'm telling you all of this. The connection between vintage Bowlus and modern Bowlus is not nostalgia, it's engineering. The shape Hawley designed in the 1930s remains the most aerodynamic in the RV world. No one else has matched it in 95 years. The lightness he built into those trailers is the reason our owners get the longest EV range and the best fuel economy of any full-size travel trailer on the market today. The signature streamlined silhouette and the lightness work together. They always have and always will. When you buy a Bowlus today, you're not buying a tribute to history, you're buying the continuation of the most advanced RV design ever produced in this country, refined for everything modern travelers need. The Rivet and the Endless Highways are not only beautiful, they are also the most efficient, most capable, longest range travel trailers in the category. That is the inheritance, and that is the standard we work to every day. Bowlus is family held. We also have multi-generational families working where we design and build in Oxnard, California. I'm proud of the community we've built. Our only showroom is in Santa Barbara, where our sales team is ready to walk prospective owners through a Bowlus in person or remotely. Our owners now live in every single state and internationally, and we support them through a fully mobile service network. If you want to be part of the story, my team in Santa Barbara would love to hear from you. If you just want to keep learning, please subscribe to this channel and ride along with us this season. Either way, thank you for watching, thank you for caring about this kind of craft, and I'll see you out there.